to GCU Review.
Getting closer.
What's hot and what's not.
Getting closer.
Bye.
Getting closer.
Hey guys, it's Dee.
And I'm Danielle.
And welcome to GCU Movie Review.
Yes.
We're excited this day because we're doing 688.
Yes.
Directed by Tyler Perry.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little splash Oprah in there.
Got a little splash Oprah in there, doing what you do. You know, throwing money at the situation.
Okay, you know, to make it is what it is. But yeah, this is what we're doing today, and I'm excited.
I'm very excited. It covers the story of the 688. And I want to make sure I get all of the titles correct. The Central Postal Directory Battalion of the Women Army Corps. And all black troop.
All black troop.
Which is a very historical context because what they did was monumental, very important, honestly, likely helped them win the war.
And
helped us win the war.
It's finally being recognized.
And it's finally being fully recognized after happening so long ago. World War II was a very long time ago.
Yes.
There's not very many people left of that era.
Yes.
But now the story is being told, and I think it's a very important thing. So
it is actually. It kind of is real historic to where it kind of started the postal system.
I mean, it's within the Army. So like the task that they had, and the reason why this was so important is there was during that time a lot of mail that was backed up, that was not making it to people back home or to the troops.
Right.
They were missing letters, care packages while they were overseas. Some of these battles were very arduous and difficult and bloody, and a lot of people were lost. And so the morale of the troops was going down because they hadn't heard from their families, and then the people back home hadn't heard.
Right. So how it started was, it was a lady. She had 2 sons in the war.
Yes.
And she stood outside the White House for weeks. Yeah. And in the rain, when it was hot. And finally, Eleanor Roosevelt said, hey, why is that lady standing there?
Yeah.
Go find out. And they went and found out, and so she came out and talked to the lady. So she hadn't heard from her sons in like 3 years. She didn't know if they were alive. She didn't know if they were dead. Nobody's getting mail. And so that was a big problem for the families and for the soldiers.
Because not only is it important for the soldiers' morale to be up, but it's important for people back home
to
know what's going on, because their efforts were also pivotal in supporting the war.
I mean, can you imagine not hearing from your child in 3 years?
Exactly.
In a war going on? I mean, that is horrible.
It's a horrible feeling to not know what's going on. There's no internet. You know what I'm saying? There's
no cell phones.
No cell phones. There's no way for them to really know what's going on. But Eleanor Roosevelt then used that story, that opportunity, to appeal to the Army to say, hey, we need to fix this problem.
Right. Right. So that prompts Eleanor to get over there and say, hey, y'all need to send somebody. But they didn't want to send the White Women Corps because it still was a dangerous place.
Yeah.
Right. So they sent them over there.
To Europe
to do an impossible task.
An impossible task. And Mary McLeod Bethune was also pivotal in putting the 688 up as a potential as the people to go in and do this task.
We can do that.
That they could do it, the all black women's battalion.
Right.
And the problem though is, while she was doing it to highlight the strength of the black women, there were people in the Army that were doing it in order to set them up for failure.
Yeah.
Because they're still having to deal with racism, they're still having to deal with white supremacy, they're still having to deal with all of this segregation in the military. And so the task that they put them up to was supposed to get done in 6 months. Now 6 months for all the mail,
for
Army hangers
3
full of mail.
years.
Yes.
And you gonna give us 6 months, and that's fine.
And they kind of set them up for failure, to be honest, which is crazy that you would put your war effort at risk just to be racist.
So and that's how it goes to, they give them this building with no heat, no living quarters, nothing. They had nothing, and they had to make what they make throughout the building, honey.
But the thing that they didn't count on was the person they gave this task to. Okay. Major Charity Adams,
Okay.
who was played by Kerry Washington,
Yes.
was the woman up to this task. And she was very hard on her troop.
Yes, because she had to do extra and work hard to get to the rank that she was at. She's a major.
And she understood that we have to be 3 times better than everybody else.
Absolutely.
In order to be seen.
Yeah.
So she came up to this task along with her right hand, Captain Abby Noel, who was played by Milauna Jackson.
Yes. I like her.
Beautiful.
I like her.
Beautiful woman. And they together had 3 8-hour shifts around the clock processing this mail, figuring out creative ways to find these soldiers and get the letters to them and get the letters that they sent back home out to their families.
Oh, wow. Fixing up this place to be a home. Girl, they got a beauty shop.
Yeah.
Honey. Yeah. A master kitchen.
Yes.
You know, so they just, we go make it a living quarters.
They
and
did. They made the best out of the worst possible situation,
Right.
which is what they had to do at home anyway.
Right. And that's when the little humor came in, and then the little situations, because the what's her name that was hollering out the baby's name? The Jewish boy that died.
Oh, Lena. Okay, so
Lena
Derrickott, played by Ebony Obsidian, is one of the characters that they follow around, who's part of the troop. Her story is kind of highlighted there. She had a friendship with a Jewish boy that she grew up with. He went out to fight and died. He was a pilot, and he died, and that inspired her to join the 688. Then she went to Georgia to camp thinking, I'm never going to make it to Europe. And she just so happened
Auntie said, nah, she'll be in Georgia. She'll be fine.
Nah, she just so happened to get sent to Europe.
What you be sent to Europe?
Yes.
So yeah, it was just humor here and there just to keep the movie light.
Yes.
And my favorite character, Johnny May.
Johnny May.
Yeah, played by Shanice Williams.
And she could sing too.
And she's so pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty. But that was the light of the situation, because she was one of those. She had the attitude, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Sorry for her.
She's from the country. Like, you see the different kinds of women. There's an opportunity to highlight the different kinds of women who made up this troop, but who all, with their experiences, work together to do this impossible task. And not only, again, get it done, but got it done in 3 months.
Yes. Y'all giving us 6?
Sooner.
That's plenty of time.
And still didn't get respect.
At all.
Still didn't get respect. Still was fought against at every turn, was spied on. There was a lot of different things that happened to them, a lot of racism that they faced, even from the level of the Red Cross. Sexism. A lot of that they faced. And so I think a lot of the emotional response that people had to it, especially Black women, and during this time where we are kind of like, sitting things out because people ain't listening, trying to sit things out. It struck a chord, because that story of being unheard, that story of being ignored, being looked down upon, still having to be better than the most mediocre.
And still having to take it and be quiet.
And have to take it and be quiet and still be better and still go high when they go low. And all of this, it's a pressure cooker. And I think a lot of the response that people were having to this movie, even though they were surprised it was directed by Tyler Perry, that they liked it, I think that contributed to a lot of the feelings people were having around this movie. And I felt that as well, because like one of the main pivotal parts that I think you and I both agree on as a highlight for the movie.
Oh, it was the ending for me. Yeah, it was the ending when they were walking out and all the troops was like, hey, that's 688. To realize that y'all got our mail to us, that y'all made us feel better. Y'all made our families feel better. You know what I'm saying? We won the war. We're winning the war at that point. But, it was a lot of, that was the respect that I had expected. For them to get, because you ain't gotta like me, you ain't gotta like the position I'm in, but you will respect me for what I've done.
Exactly. And I think that was another main element that they wanted to stress, that even though Major Charity Adams was against these impossible odds, she still expected the respect of her rank,
of course,
and of what she had done. And then to leave that, like their motto was no male, no morale. Like it became part. They understood that even though these people might not even like us, they actually probably hate us.
All right,
we are here to do a job for them and for our country.
All right.
And we're going to get that done despite you, despite your efforts, and despite everything. It's despite the odds that we were put up against.
And with swag.
People threatening to take our job from us,
Right.
you know, saying, I'm going to bring a white man in here to do it, you know, because you guys aren't getting it done when they were already way ahead of schedule.
Way ahead of schedule. And if that's what you could have done, why didn't you? Okay.
Why didn't you? That's the thing. So, so yeah, I basically, you know, I understand the emotional attachment to it, and I understand a lot of those feelings because, again, we're going through a lot of that today. We continue to go through a lot of that in corporate America.
I say that on a lot of movies. Still,
the fact that this is still a feeling that I can resonate with, and you can resonate with today from that time. As well. I think it was superbly acted. The cinematography was brilliant. The costumes were awesome.
I love the costumes.
I love the way they put
hairdos.
together the story. The hair.
Tyler got some good wigs in this one.
He got that Oprah money for the wigs, girl.
I would say, yeah.
We're not doing that today.
We will not be doing color purple wigs. Nope.
So we got that good wig money today.
Yeah, okay.
So it gets a hot from us.
It's a hot for me,
Yes.
that's for sure.
100%.
Go check it out, 688. It's part of your history.
Yes.
A part that a lot of us didn't know.
Go watch it on
You know what I'm
MLK
saying?
Day because ain't nothing else to watch. Make sure that you like, you comment, you subscribe. Let us know.
Oh yeah, look, but they do have the personal interviews.
Oh, okay, yes. That is an
do
important
tell
point.
them that though.
That's another thing that you can do with your time. After you get done watching the movie, go on YouTube and watch the stories
Of
as
the
they're being
actual
told
women.
by Charity Adams,
Yes.
by Captain Abby Noel, by Lena Derricott. Listen to them and the other women of that troop tell their stories because now that they've finally been recognized, there's not very many of them left. And actually, some of them we've lost some of them
Yeah.
as of
As of
last year.
Yeah.
Before the movie came out. So definitely go check that out. Let us know what you think. Have a conversation with us about it. And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
And welcome to GCU Review.
Getting close up.
What's hot and what's not.